Welcome to today's live stream. I'm super excited to welcome you here today. Before we get started and get into the really for real live, this is obviously a pre-recorded video where I can tell you a couple things and then we can get started. So honestly, what I'm doing is buying myself time to turn the camera on and make sure that everything sounds good. But while we do that, while we wait for myself, let's go ahead and comment below. Tell me a little bit about yourself. Maybe let's start with your name and where you're watching from. And then also I'd love to hear about maybe the latest project you're working on or your favorite software. So if you can post a link below, go ahead and post a link to your portfolio. We'd love to check it out and see what you're up to. And maybe even let us know what your favorite software is or maybe your favorite subject. Do you like web design or print design or making t-shirts or logos or branding? I don't know. Go ahead and comment below and let us know. We'd love to check it out. And then also, if you'd love to see what I'm up to, you can check out my work at derekmitchell.com. You can see some YouTube videos at youtube.com/derekmitchell. And then also live streaming at behance.net/Mitchell's Garage. So you can check me out there. And then did I say Instagram? I don't know if I said Instagram yet or not. Instagram.com/dmitchelldesign. So hopefully there's links and buttons and stuff here. Right there. Anyway, all right, guys, we're about to dive into some really cool stuff. Feel free to comment in the thread, and I'd love to, again, see what you're up to, and I'll try and answer your questions as we get going, but let's go ahead and dive in. Today's video is sponsored by the Graphic Design Bootcamp. If you're looking at becoming a graphic designer and you want to learn more about Photoshop, Illustrator, and InDesign, creating real-world projects that clients would actually pay you for things like logos, business cards, letterhead, and much more. Check out the link below for more information and a deep discount to get started today. One last thing I was going to mention too, because I don't know how much time I'm going to need to turn all this on. Maybe it's ready to go and, you know, the real me, the live me can just cut this off and we can get to it. But in case I need a little bit more time, let me just tell you about myself. So my name is Derek Mitchell. We've been over that. Also, I live in Montana, in Kalispell, Montana, actually, which is just outside of Glacier National Park. And I've got 4 daughters and a wife, and we have tons of fun doing outdoor things like riding bicycles. We float the river on our paddle boards. That's a ton of fun. I love to downhill mountain bike. That's a ton of fun. When it snows for like 9 months out of the year, we like to go snowboarding and skiing. So I feel like I'm rambling. So at any point, Derek, just go ahead and just, you know, let's do this. Let's get live. Let's start teaching. What is going on, Miles? My dog just came to say hello. Hi, Miles. Let's say hello to the people. Come here. Come here. Come say hi. This is Miles, my poodle. We're working on his mohawk. Oh, thanks. Kisses. Oh. All right, guys. All right, guys, you ready to do this? Let's have some fun. Let's make some stuff. Hey, what's going on? Welcome to the stream. My name is Derek Mitchell, if you're new around here. I am not seeing chat on Behance right now. I see it on my phone. I don't see it on the desktop. So if you're watching, if you're tuning in, go ahead and say, hey, what's up? Let me know if I can see you. Or, that doesn't make sense. Say what's up, and I'll let you know if I can see it in the chat. Yeah, should be good. I'm trying some new stream settings tonight. I'm broadcasting at a much higher frame rate and bit rate and audio quality, so it should look nice and crispy. but it also might melt down my computer. So we'll see. We're kind of playing with fire tonight. This might be a short stream if everything melts down, but we'll see. It could be fun. So that being said, let me know where you're watching from, what's going on, how you're doing. I'm just checking a couple things on the stream, making sure we're good to go. And I think we're golden. So let's go ahead and dive in. All right. So what we're going to do tonight, actually, we're going to have some fun. And I don't know if I would necessarily say making a certificate fun. Like, I don't know if I jump right into saying this is a ton of fun, but we can make it fun. It's pretty basic stuff, honestly. So this is for my good friend, Paul Gowan. Do you remember him from Moto Mondays? If you've forgotten about Moto Mondays, check out the replays. Hey, okay. So yeah, I see the chat came through. What's up, Michael Joseph? Hello from Africa. That is so cool. Thanks for joining us. What's up? Why? Wow, I can't type on my phone. What's up, Michael? All right, cool. So that works on my phone. It apparently is not working on the browser. Good to know, but I can still see you. If I just leave my phone right there, it doesn't tip over, we should be in good shape. But it's kind of like sliding down off my desk. That's all right. All right, so let's get into this. So what I'm doing, this is a file that Paul made. He's comfortable in Photoshop enough to be dangerous, he would say. And he sent me this. And he said he knows it could be better. He's not in love with any of it, but he doesn't know what to do about it. So what we're going to do is we're going to take these bones here and we're going to push it further and see what happens. I'm not sure what I think about the music yet. We're kind of getting into it. All right. So what we're going to do, this is the file he sent me. And I thought, let's just kind of see what templates might be available in Envato Elements. And I don't want to be like the template guy that always jumps into templates, but I like to work smart whenever possible. So if there's something that's going to save me time or I can get valuable ideas from, like, I'm all for it. So I could just download this template and just go for it and be done. But where's the fun in that? So a couple things that I noticed, I'm just kind of looking for like the placement of the content, where things are going to go, what they should look like. My phone just turned off. Let me turn this back on. Oh, I must have my display set to like turn off every 30 seconds. Awesome. Hey, Michael, how's the stream on Behance? Is it keeping up? It seems to be doing okay tonight, which is a little surprising because I've got it set to high quality. I'm also going to jump into my settings, and I'm just going to turn my screen to be like on. Display settings, brightness and display. Auto lock, 1 minute. We're going to put that to never. So now I can see all your beautiful faces in Behance. I'm also streaming to Facebook and YouTube and Twitch, if you're into that. All right, so let's get to it. So let me just go back a page. I could just download this, like I said. We're just analyzing where things are at on the page. I also feel like it's time for a new song, so let's just jump ahead a little bit and see what happens to the vibe. All right, so in this case, we've got the logo. We've got the logo big across the top. Proudly presents. We got the student name. We've got certificate of completion. What's up, Dixon Richard over on YouTube? Thanks for jumping into the stream. Good to see you. We've got all this text that needs a home. We've got this watermark behind it. We probably will take the color out of this and make it monochromatic or black and white or something, just so it doesn't look faded, but more like a watermark. And then looking back at this, so I kind of like, instead of it being a completion certificate, hold that thought. Hey. So I am broadcasting from the dining room, which is right next to the living room, which is right next to the TV that my kid just came down to turn on cartoons. So that's what you hear in the background. Fun stuff. All right. So, certificate of completion. I like how it says certificate big here. I'm just kind of looking at what I call the hierarchical structure. hierarchy, like what's most important. Everything can't be the same, what I call volume, because then everything just gets loud and muddy, right? So looking at this, if everything's the same size or all caps, it just all is competing for your attention, right? So we got to have some things be more important than others. So we're gonna have to work on the structure of this and just kind of see what makes the most sense and go from there. Michael says, yeah, fine, bro. First time on Behance live stream. Awesome. Well, Michael, welcome. It keeps going blank though. Okay. So, all right. Sorry guys. We're a little disjointed here. We're just getting up. We're getting warmed up. We're up to cruising altitude here in just a second. Let's see. Bummer. Hey, if it keeps us up, Michael, try. Here, try this. So I'm hoping to get that fixed. Hello? Hello. Over on Behance. I see you. I don't know how to say your name because it looks... I'm painfully ignorant. I apologize whether it's Chinese or Japanese or something. But hello, welcome. Anyway, all that to say, yeah, we're trying some new things on the stream tonight. So it might be a little crazy on Behance. I'm trying a really high quality audio and video feed. If it flakes out, check out youtube.com/Derek Mitchell. But I am watching the chat on Behance. All right. Back to work. Here we go. We're talking about the structure, how to make things all fit on a page without everything being the same size or the same volume. So let's see what we can do here. What I'm going to do first, there's a few ways I could work. I could make a brand new document and start from scratch. I could grab all of this stuff and just group it, so it's all in there, and then just turn this off. And this is a lot of guides. I'm not sure what he was doing with the grids. But I'm going to go ahead and go to view, and I'm going to clear these guides out. I'm just going to start totally blank. Now, the thing we're going to do with this, it's probably going to be printed on a regular inkjet, OfficeJet printer on your desk. So some of those can bleed ink all the way to the edge, but we're going to give some space on the edges for this. Okay. So I'm going to say, what is this going to be? This is going to be original. Command J to jump cut that. We'll turn that off. And now I can start moving things around without worrying about things getting messed up. So I'm going to open back up this sample here. I also like to jump onto Behance and just get some more ideas. So this is Envato Elements. Some ideas. We could kind of go crazy with some coloring and stuff. Ooh, we could put a star. Oh, what are these things called? The crest things. Oh my gosh. One of those. Put one of those on there. Jump over to Behance.net and let's search for certificate, and let's just see what we find. Diploma, award. I'm gonna hit Command on my keyboard and then click on these. Never mind, that didn't work at all. If you're trying to open up links in a new page, you can hold down Command and then click on it, and it'll open it up in a new tab. Sometimes it's handy to be able to like open up a bunch of things but not lose your place. I tend to do that a lot. All right. So a lot of these are pretty ornate and over the top. We definitely want to keep it clean and basic. I'm trying to decide if I want to do something classic like this border on this guy. Probably not. We probably want to keep it pretty modern. Do we want to add one of these? Man, I cannot think of the word of what this thing's called. The little seal. The seal. I think it's called the seal. Yeah. Do we want to put one of those on there? I don't know. All right. So, that's an interesting idea. I can make it dark in the middle like this one here. See this, where it's kind of dark in the middle, reversed out, and then the edges could be white. I actually like that a lot. What's up? What's up, Creative Mansion? Good to see you. Hey, how's the stream over on YouTube? Everything in sync? Everything doing okay? Just trying to keep track on things. I've got some new settings tonight, testing some things out. I might stream a little bit shorter on this first one just to kind of reevaluate if this is a good way to go. Michael Joseph, what's up? Awesome. So you jumped over there. Cool. Let's see. So yeah, we could do the reversed out. That's kind of an interesting idea. I don't know. Let's play with it. So one other thing I'm going to do, I like to do this when I'm designing. I'm going to come back over to this layer, this background layer. I'm going to right click and I'm looking for artboard from layer, but I don't see it. Maybe because it's locked. So I'll double click on it. Right click. There we go. Artboard from layers. So it's going to make an artboard based on this size. All right. So now we've got an artboard, and the reason why I like to do this is because now inside of Photoshop, I can create multiple versions real quick. Boom. All right. So now I can just kind of start diving into stuff, see what happens, see what is inspiring to me. I still got to get the layout right. So I'm just kind of looking at this certificate of achievement, the name. So we're using Montserrat as the font, which I'm pretty sure is what I defined for his brand. Let's jump into that real quick and take a look. It's been a minute. The stream is perfect. So good to hear. Thank you so much. Awesome. How's the delay? So you just said that the stream is perfect, and then I said it almost as soon as I heard it. I'm wondering if there's much latency on the stream as well. All right. Let's see. I'm looking for some files. I need to go to my Dropbox account, which you can't see at the moment. And I need to go to my client files. And I need to go find Paul's stuff. And if I was planning ahead, I would have had it open. I apologize. There it is. So close. I'm so close, guys. Outline. This one, I think, is the one we want. So here's the logo for him. All right. Everything seems to be good. All right. So yeah, we had Montserrat Black and then extra bold were the fonts we're using for the base here. So we could follow suit with that. We've got our colors to work with. All right, let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do this. All right. Man, I'm trying to decide if I want to start over. Another thing I could do now that I have these artboards, if I'm inspired by something, Command-Shift-4 to get these little crosshairs, click and drag, then hold down Control and let go of the mouse so it copies to my clipboard. Jump in here and paste that image just to see it here, just to kind of look at it and see if I want to go that direction with it. I love this font, this like calligraphy we're going on right here. No delay. That's awesome. Cool. All right. So next, I want to get into this and get some cool stuff. I'm just trying to get some ideas going. I'm trying to decide, you know, how modern I want to go with it, how the content's going to be laid out. So we're just going to grab a couple more. I'm just going to duplicate this artboard just as a place to push this, just to kind of so this kind of stems into, so Marche's been on the stream a lot lately. I don't see you tonight, Shay. And one of the questions she asked was like, how do you be creative and how do you know where to find things and all that kind of stuff? And so sometimes I try not to get too hung up on stuff. I just try to create mood boards or art boards. A lot of times I might even do that in Illustrator. So we're in Photoshop now. If I jump over to Illustrator and make a new document, it kind of doesn't even matter what size, but I typically jump into a letter sized print document, horizontal, click create. And I might start throwing ideas in here. So I might throw in that certificate here. And what I like about Illustrator is I can work off the canvas, like all over the place. In Photoshop, you kind of have to stay within the artboard. You can't work off canvas. So I might throw that in here. Come back and, you know, grab this guy that we were kind of playing with. So as far as that creativity aspect, you know, when you're trying to warm up, trying to get some ideas, not sure what to do yet, not sure what's possible, there's a few things we're looking at. We're gathering assets like images, colors, fonts, the text we're going to use, anything that's part of, basically, I look at design like you're putting together a puzzle, right? You've got all the puzzle pieces. In this case, it could be the text, the logo, images, colors, and you're taking all these different colors or all these different puzzle pieces and you're trying to find a way to put them together. And it's this simple, I don't want to say boring. I'm sorry, Paul, if you're watching, but it's this boring stuff that's like, it's basic, it's utilitarian, right? And it's learning how to make stuff like this that is a functional piece of something, be beautiful, and something that somebody wants to hang on their wall and be proud of, right? So we're going to learn how to do that. And we're just going to look at a couple more things here. This is kind of my process. I just kind of scroll through, see if anything sticks out, get some ideas. I pretty much already know which direction I want to go with it now, but I like to find 3 or 4 ideas before I get too committed to anything. Let's jump back over to this guy and see. You know, the other thing I could do, if there's elements that I want to pull from, I could jump in here and download one of these and just pull some of the pieces out. All right, I think I've had enough. Let's get to it. So, drag this copy up here. All right, let's just start getting after it. Let's just it's tough to work when you've already got pieces on the page that you're not sure what to do with yet. So I'm just going to start moving things around out of the way. And I don't know what I'm doing yet, guys. This is just part of the process. Just starting to kind of flesh things out. All right. So I'm definitely straight up just copying this idea over here because I want to see how it looks. See if it makes sense for this. It might not. I got to get the weights of this right. Let's change this guy. Let's put the opacity back up to 100, but we're going to add an overlay, color overlay, which you can't see because my head's in the way. Okay. Let's feel like 7%, 6 or 7% is like a good, if you're trying to ghost stuff. I've had good luck with that in the past. But it's always worth printing, right? To see what works best. I want to try this. Let's see. Let's go find some fonts. More on Adobe fonts. Let's go find some. Specifically, let's go find all right. Calligraphic. Oh man, lots of options here, guys. None of these are what I'm really looking for. Excuse me. Last night I couldn't fall asleep to save my life, so I'm a little bit on the tired side today. This could be kind of cool. I kind of like that. We're going to try it. So I'm going to activate the font. Click this little toggle. And we're looking for Timberline Regular. Let's see what happens. Jump over into Illustrator, and just a reminder of what colors we're working with here for this brand. I'm just going to take a screenshot. Command-Shift-4. Actually, you know what else I could do? Yeah, that's fastest. Command-Shift-4. Grab all these. Hold down Control. Jump over into Photoshop. Oh no, not After Effects. Sometimes when I do screenshots, my mouse disappears and I can't see what I'm doing. There we go. We're going to paste this in here. And you might be wondering, why didn't you just select the shapes and just paste them over? I could have done that too. Could have come over here into Illustrator and could have just shift clicked each one, Command C, back over into Photoshop, Command V to paste. Same thing. Probably better to do it that way. Not that it doesn't matter, but it doesn't matter because I'm just using these as a way to sample color as I'm going to go through and build this out. All right. I am noticing though, my computer's working a lot harder tonight while I'm streaming a higher res stream. So I might not make it very far in this live. We'll see what happens. Hit the letter U to get my rectangle tool. Just going to draw a rectangle about like that. My eyedropper tool to sample that color because I like it so much. And we're going to fill this. Throw it to the back. I don't know. Let's see. Let's see. This looks like a hot mess at the moment, but we're going to get there, I promise. All right, next song. Okay. It's super glitchy on my end. That's all right. We'll keep going. Keep going until I have to stop. Just making it up as I go along, guys. Just moving things into place, seeing if I get lucky with things falling into place where I want them. So the other thing too, when you are working with artboards, it can be much more memory intensive on your system. So not only am I streaming, but using multiple artboards, you might find that things start to slow down a little bit if you're doing print documents, especially. All right, moving right along. Let's jump over into Illustrator. Let's see what other versions of this logo I probably made. Oh, we could do a gradient too. We could do that. I'm gonna copy this just as a reminder. Let's see what else we can do to make my computer just completely melt down. Come on. Now my shortcuts have stopped working on Photoshop. Okay, so what we're going to do, I'm going to attempt to paste in that gradient so I remember what I was going to do. Grab that shape, paste my new gradient in there. Hey, this has potential. Gonna save it. All right. Okay, you would look at this and you think, wow, that is a hot mess. And that's true, it is. We're taking all these different puzzle pieces and we're trying to find a way to make them all fit together and look good. So it's just constantly just taking a piece of something and trying to move it into place in a way that makes sense. Let's jump back over into Illustrator real quick and just finish looking at these other assets I have. So now this doesn't make sense. So this has to say proudly presented to, not proudly presents a. So proudly presented to, maybe not all caps. Let's try that again. All right. All right. Gonna save it. Oh, something else I want to pull over here before I forget. I know I did a signature logo for Paul. Let's go find that real quick. It's right over here. I think it's this one. Let's see what happens. Ooh, glitchy, glitchy, glitchy. All right, so now what I can do, we can grab this signature logo and we can just See, I'm gonna hit the letter Q to get my lasso tool in Illustrator, a tool I didn't know existed for a long time. I'm gonna grab just this. I guess I could have ungrouped it, but things are kind of glitchy right now. We're gonna copy it, Command C, jump back over into Photoshop. I'm gonna paste it in here as a smart object. Boom. Throw it down there. Just as a reminder, it's not to scale where I want it yet, but as a reminder, I want to bring that element in. Okay. All right, so that was the original. Okay, I'm not sure how I'm feeling about this yet. Okay, let's press on. Let's press on getting things in place. It's a little bit glitchy, but we're going to fight through it. Scale that down a little bit. This blue is not going to print the way I want it to, like this. I think we're better off to lose it. So before I do, let me change these colors. I'm just going to change them all black for now. Just until I flip. I'm going to leave this artboard as a sample, just as a mental reminder of why I did or didn't do it. I could probably just delete it right now. But let's drag a copy over. All right, now we can delete this. We can delete the, let's save them. Man, that blue really was nice though. All right, let's ghost this out a little bit more. 4. All right, and then let's make these more like a gray. You know how I said we couldn't put artwork outside of the artboard? I forgot we can. We couldn't, but now we can. So that's handy. Sometimes the simple stuff is the hardest stuff. All right. So I'm feeling like I want to nest this proudly presented to like down in here, but the problem is if this is a template and the name changes, all of a sudden that wouldn't make any sense. So we're going to do that. Add a color overlay on the signature. Sample from here. Call it good. Okay, now we got a million different fonts going on though. Excuse me. Sorry guys. I could not fall asleep last night to save my life, and it's catching up to me. All right, so I feel like as soon as I made this blue, we got multiple blues going on. We got multiple fonts going on. Even though this is a signature, this is supposed to look like it was, you know, handwritten, but it's just too much. That's better. All right, I'm going to save this. It's headed the right direction. All right, that's a look. That's one look. A little bit cleaner. See how when we zoom out, we look at the original, everything was trying to be the most important thing, right? Everything was about the same size. You know, it was just kind of fighting for attention, fighting for what was the most important. And not everything can be the most important thing, right? You got to make priorities. So same thing, you're making a document. Like, what is the most important thing? Well, because this is a certificate for this person, probably their name, right? They're super proud of the fact that they have a certificate. So it's a certificate and it's their name. So for me, those feel like the most important pieces to have on here and represented pretty large. I'm going to make this logo a tiny bit bigger because it seems like the thing to do. I can't stop yawning. Sorry, guys. All right. Let's see. I don't know. That's a good... This is a solid first pass. Okay, now something here, little details, right? Notice how the distance between here and this shape on the right is smaller than the distance from here. So by dragging this down a little bit, all of a sudden it starts to the element hasn't centered on the page, or hasn't changed. It's still very much centered on the page, but as it comes down relative to this shape beside it, it feels more centered because there's an equal amount of padding or margin on the left and the right sides. So just little things like that we can do. And I don't know if the date needs to be this important. Maybe it does. I don't know. We got extra light up here. Let's jump down here and let's grab extra light instead of semi-bold. I don't know. Let's undo it. What is this? Regular. Man, sorry guys. Yawning like crazy. All right. Okay, that's better. We could even dial this back to like 75%. I don't know what to do with this to make it look right. That is better though. I feel like that is a massive step in the right direction. And I feel like same trick. Remember how we had the space here and here that's now balanced? I've got this negative space here and here that I could explore making this larger. But we got to be careful because of everything. So we've got certificate, we've got his name, we've got this signature down here, we've got this logo here. If they all start to be the same size, then you're going to start running into problems where everything's competing. So let's shift click, command click that, make that a group. So now this stuff in the bottom is a group. So now if I hit command A to highlight my whole artboard, so you get these little marching ants across this thing, I've got this group selected. Now in my options bar across the top, I can click on the center here. And so that way it's going to center these groups. So now my space on the right is going to be the same as my space on the left. Command D to deselect, Command S to save. All right. I feel like this and my rectangle and my name here could come down a little bit. And I feel like that helps. I feel like we could do like, whoops. Zoom in here. Let's grab this date. I feel like we could add little dashes. I don't know. Let's see what happens. Maybe. Maybe it's unnecessary. Probably unnecessary. That's cool. I'm digging it. It feels more balanced. And then if we printed this on really nice paper, right, it'd have that really nice paper feel. All right. All right. Now what? Let's look at where we started. So we started here, right, with the original that we got from Paul. Okay. And then we got some ideas, just some different approaches, some more modern layouts. This would be nice to replicate too. That would actually work pretty well. We could do, we could do. Oh my gosh. So sorry, guys. Man. Are you yawning too, or is it just me? All right. So let's grab this. What I'm thinking as an idea. So like I see this shape, and in my mind, I think, hey, maybe if we flip this logo to the right, flip horizontal, I guess it'd be to the left, but whatever. Is it possible to use it like this as kind of like a design element? Maybe make a copy of it too. Now we're looking like Sonic the Hedgehog or something. Anyway, I was just trying to like look at things and see if there's a creative way to use different pieces to build more visual interest. So that's something we could do. I'll leave it there. So in the morning I can make fun of myself. No, it's always good. So sometimes when I'm designing too, I don't typically send things off right away. If I can sleep on it or go do something else and come back to it, I like to give myself space to think before I commit to a design. Because oftentimes your brain will keep working on stuff even while you're doing something else. And then you come back and you'll be like, oh, I have the perfect idea for this. So right now what I'm looking at is two things. I'm looking at the negative space. So the way that this mane, or this isn't the mane, like the chest of the horse here, how it curves around. I like how it kind of follows that same thing here. Super, super subtle, right? Probably doesn't even matter, but I'm looking at that. I'm also looking at my negative, or my padding, my margin on the right compared to the bottom. So I'm kind of nudging this up just a tiny bit till it feels like the sides match, which they don't have to. I mean, I could slam it down here if I wanted to. My concern is giving enough space, and this might not even be enough space, but giving enough space that if this were in a frame and it came over the edges just a little bit, you don't lose anything, right? And because we're printing on an inkjet printer that probably doesn't go to the edges, making sure nothing gets too close that gets cut off. So just some important pieces to pay attention to, I suppose. I think this is definitely headed the right direction. All right. I think we're pretty much there for now. I think this is good enough for a look. I could bust out a couple more looks, but I feel like I need to restart my computer. Boom. Not too bad. Okay. So what I would do, so I'm going to go ahead and save this. I'll probably sit on it tonight and look at it again with fresh eyes tomorrow. Maybe I'll play with some different fonts in here. That would definitely change the look and the vibe of what's happening here. So this is Timberline. Let's just randomly scroll and just pick anything. It doesn't really matter, because just for the point of trying to click. It's still scrolling. I'm trying to click. Okay, well that one's boring, but see what it does to it? It looks, I mean, it changes everything. That has more life to it, more energy to it. So this font really, that tells me that this font in the middle really, really matters. The rest of it is on brand. It all is the same one font, so we don't have too much going on here. This song's getting intense. There we go. Get some head bob going. All right, so anyway, if we jump in here and we change this font, I saw one pop up as I was scrolling. I doubt I'll find it again because it's kind of jumping everywhere. Anyway, fonts matter, right? It changes the look of everything, so it's worth taking the time to get it right. Oh, there you go. Bones. I love it. Done. Look at that. It's perfect. All right, undo. Anyway, so now what I'm going to do, let's jump on this. We're going to click on this where it says Artboard 1. Double click on it in my layers panel. Let's rename this to, what do I even want to call this? How about V1, version 1? Technically he made a version 1, but this is my version 1, right? That I'll be sending. The others were just kind of me warming up, right? All this other stuff was me just trying to get some ideas and just trying to see what would happen. So now that we've got this, if I want to export this, a couple ways to do it. I could quickly right click on this artboard, go to export as, choose what kind of format. In this case, out of these options, a JPEG is probably my best option currently right now. My best option is probably a PDF. So, hold that thought. Check something real quick. All right. So now what I'm doing, I am looking for a file. Certificate. All right, so we'll go ahead and create a new folder in here called certificate. I'm going to call this one files sent. Hit create. Make a new folder called comps. And then when I finally send them the final, I'll make a folder in here called finals. All right, so we got our comps. We'll click save, and that was a JPEG. Now what we're going to do is go to File, Export, Artboards to PDF. And I'm going to use artboard content only, export selected artboard. So only this one that's selected is going to go. The file name prefix. So what goes in the front of the file name will be TCP certificate. And then at the end of it is going to add V1 because it's going to add the name of this artboard right here. All right, multi-page document. Sure. Let's not put this in our downloads. Let's go find where it needs to be. All right, let's see how we did. Cool. Artboards to PDF was successful. We're going to jump over here. Let's go check that out real quick. Go to the certificates. Files sent, comps. So here's the PDF. Let's see how we did. Looks great. I exported exactly how I expected it to, except for the name. The name is weird, so let's fix that. All right, so we now have a JPEG and a PDF. Boom. And then I would also send him the editable Photoshop file, so that way he can change names as people complete the course. Cool. Very basic. Like I said at the beginning, a little bit boring. You know, when you're just laying out stuff like this, it's just kind of like basic stuff. But sometimes it's the hardest stuff to make it look good and make it look right. So let's find the new song for the end here. Anyway, I hope you guys learned something. I hope that was fun. Yeah, and let me know about the stream. So I definitely need to stream from a different computer, I think, if I'm going to go this high res, because Photoshop had a hard time with it. But yeah, it's all about learning, guys, trying new things. So I'm trying new things on the stream. I will be live again tomorrow and the next day and probably the next day after that until forevermore. So be sure to like and subscribe, tap the bell, do all the things, follow me on Behance and get notifications when I go live. If you're on YouTube, tap that bell so you know when I go live. You can also go to my website. Awesome. So pumped that you learned something from that. And simple and classy. Yeah, sometimes it's the hardest thing to do. It's hard to keep it simple and not go too much and go over the top. So that being said, guys, don't forget to check out my website at derekmitchell.com. There's some free tutorials here. Check these out. These are pretty cool. Go on the tutorials page. I've got some fun stuff on YouTube for free. You guys can just check out. You can also join my newsletter there, or scroll to the bottom if you want to stay up to date on things. And then last but not least, check out the graphic design vault. All my courses under one roof. And I also have some of these courses on Skillshare as well. So student from my Udemy courses. Awesome. Very, very cool. I love seeing you guys jump in here, especially the students. If you guys need anything, let me know. And thanks so much for tuning in. I think that's all I've got for the night. So if there's any other questions, let me know. You can also email me at derek@derekmitchell.com. And that's it, guys. Have an awesome night or an awesome day wherever you're at. And we'll see you tomorrow. All right, guys, thanks for watching today. I hope you learned a lot of valuable information, and I appreciate you sticking around to the very end. But before you go, just a couple things I want to remind you. The first is, if you haven't already, feel free to like this video if you can, depending on where you're watching from. Give it a thumbs up, or subscribe, or tap the bell, or give it a follow if you can. And also maybe even just copy the link up in the browser and share it with a friend, or post it to your Facebook page. I'd really appreciate that. But again, just want to say thanks for sticking around, and I'd love to continue going live as much as possible and helping you guys out. So the best way that I can help you is by you commenting on the videos below. I read those comments. I engage with them as soon as I can, if I can, when I see them. So if it's live, I'll try and answer you right away. If this is a replay, you can still comment on the video, and I go back and I read those. So I just wanted to say thanks again for watching, and let me know what you're working on. I'd love to help you out, and hopefully we will see you in the next live. And to be sure you don't miss it, like this video and subscribe and follow and do the things. All right, guys, thanks for watching. We'll talk to you later.